Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Crimes, Killers, Cults,
and beer.
and beer.
And beer.
Just two crazy Florida men drinking beer, talking about true crime. Because we feel like it.
Yeah. Because why not? Why the hell not?
Yeah, we like it. We ain't got nothing better to do on a Tuesday night. Oh wait, today's Wednesday. We got nothing better to do on a Wednesday night. Yeah.
God damn it! That means I have to be at work early tomorrow. Fuck being.
Yeah, me too. So.
Shit.
Oh man. Today we're covering a lesser known case, but it's still a pretty intense story. It has its moments and everything. It has its spots for comedy.
Even if it didn't, we'd find some.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's kind of what I mean. Although him at the end, it's some of the shit that he says is pretty funny. We're covering William Reece, but before that, I have some ado.
All right. Let me open my beer.
All right, open your beer.
Right here.
Talking about what are you drinking?
Coors Light today. It's chopper time, baby, koozie.
I'm drinking Bud Light.
Of course you are.
And they raised the price $2, so it's going back up.
So I guess it's all over with then.
Yep. But as for my ado, our Danny Rolling episode. There's a couple things I want to say about it. For one thing, and I can't believe I didn't catch this. Because I recorded my version. I recorded a heavy metal version of his song Mystery Rider. And Todd said he liked it. That's all he said to me.
Yeah, it was good.
And do you agree with me? Do you think he would hate that version?
I don't know. Probably.
Well, the egomaniac that he is, he would hate it, but he would also love the fact that somebody else was doing it.
Yeah, I mean, because that means you listened to it and you liked it enough to fucking do a cover of it.
Yeah, but my version's better.
Well, yeah, because you're a real musician. And he wasn't.
No, he just strummed.
He tried, but yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway,
but
I don't think he would have. He would have been. Shit, I don't even know, dude. I can't even. He might have hated it. He might have gone far out, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, but the lyrics for the first verse read, "Jingling spurs." I'm just going to read the first line: "Jingling spurs rolling into town." I mean, it's like we already knew he wrote the song about what he, like shortly before he made his run to Florida, and about what he was going to do and all that stuff. But rolling, he had to put rolling into town.
Yeah,
especially when he was talking about coming in on an old black stallion. Stallions don't roll. Unless they fall down a hill.
Yeah, they roll. See, I was going to go there. You got it. We're both on the same page
as usual. But another thing. Because of what I'm about to tell you about. I mean, the people that hear the episode might hear the song before it gets released to like Spotify and Apple and all that stuff. And the reason being is I had to pay royalties to Sandra London.
Yeah.
In order to release the damn song, I had to pay royalties to Sandra London because she basically owns everything that is Danny Rolling. I tried to update, and it's just like, and it asked me, it's just like, okay, did somebody else write the song? And I had to push yes, because if you lie to DistroKid, they will get you.
Yes.
So I did, and it's like, okay. So I'm just like, okay, you're good. Now, it might come up. I might get a notification saying that no royalties are required, but I doubt it. I'm serious. But there aren't very many versions of that song on Spotify. There's like maybe 5, and one of them is by the Dead German Tourists. Remember them?
Vaguely, but yeah.
From that, I think it was the Ron and Ron show.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that name. That name is definitely familiar, but yeah. Dude,
But
the Ron
there's
and Ron show. Oh my god, dude, that's going way back.
yeah, it is. But their version. I mean, it's just like Mystery Rider. He's just talking deep and everything. It just basically sounds like his music done a little bit better.
Right.
But when somebody talking like like Dick Darwin.
Oh,
but
or Dick Dawson, like I called him when I wrote the song. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, so the people that hear the episode like right when the episode comes out might get to hear it before the people who listen on the streaming platforms and whatnot.
Yeah, dude, my headphones are like fucked up, and it's really bugging me.
Mine look weird at this camera angle, but
I think it's just a camera angle, but
yeah,
dude, fuck, that's bugging me. My OCD is fucking kicking my ass right now.
And also, as you can see, t-shirt.
Yes.
T-shirt. I got a CKCB t-shirt. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not going to vent about the back of it.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. But can anybody get one of those?
I wouldn't yet at this point because, like I said, I paid $35 for this, and I've got to make it more cost effective to the listeners.
Okay, so all right, all right.
Yeah, but this is for CrimeCon.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know if you started if you got a thing where it's like a print on demand thing where everybody can have one, or we'll work on that.
Yeah, we'll work on that because we definitely got the design, and the QR code. The QR code on the back of this shirt doesn't work, and I'm glad I didn't order like a shit ton of them because that would have really sucked. But I fixed the QR code issue, and so when on future shirts, and I have to order another one before CrimeCon. but it'll be fixed. So, but I mean, yeah, we can look into like the print on demand type of thing.
Yeah, that way we can have
merchandising.
Yes.
And there's your Spaceball reference for this episode.
And we haven't even really started it yet.
Nope.
Anyway.
Anyway, do you have any ado?
Yeah, actually.
Holy
my
crap.
phone works again. My phone works. See,
holy
my
crap.
phone works.
I don't believe it. Yeah, I
know.
I was waiting for him to sign on because we were supposed to do this, 2.5 hours earlier.
Yeah, well, me.
So I'm just like, you know what? Every few days since Todd's phone broke, I've been like calling it just to see if he got a phone and didn't tell me. And today it rang. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah, and I didn't tell him on purpose. But
can't tell
no, dude. I looked up a Samsung Galaxy, whatever the fuck it is, won't charge. Found a couple of videos, and I watched them. I'm like, oh, okay. So I plugged it in. I waited a couple hours. I did a reboot thing, where you hold the power button and the volume button. And sure as shit, the motherfucker lit up. I'm like, holy crap!
Awesome.
It still doesn't charge. It still doesn't charge well. I mean, it takes forever to charge, but
well, it's a good thing that we're not using the old way.
I know, right?
These episodes.
But I took it off the charger a while ago, and it's still at 100%. It says so, but I haven't been using it because I've been without it for so long. I'm not used to it. I'm not used to having it.
So
anyway, that's my ado, because I know you've probably mentioned it. When am I going to get a phone?
I think so.
Well, if he hasn't, Bill's been on my ass for like a month to get a new phone, and now my phone works. So that's my ado.
Cool. So anyway,
yes.
Jumping into it, William Reece.
Hold on. Hold on. Say the thing.
Huh?
Hey, everybody. That's Bill.
And that's Todd.
Now you can start. Because we got so caught up. We got so caught up in the other shit. We didn't do it.
Yeah, we got deep into a do.
Yes. And it's my fault, too, for starting us late because, like Bill told me in a message, I'll be late for my own funeral. And that's very true. I will be. I'll be the last one there. All right. Todd died. His funeral's at 4 o'clock at this place and this place. I'll show up at like 6:37 because I just don't care. I mean, I hate to be that kind of asshole, but it's the truth.
So anyway, William Reece was born July 1st in 1959 in Oklahoma, and he was one of 13 kids.
Jesus Christ, 13 kids.
Oh God, I don't get it. But in 1959 too. I mean that was abnormal in 1959.
That's abnormal. Well, not so much now. But,
well, it wasn't back when everybody was having farms and stuff like that. You know,
well, yeah, because you needed kids to work the farm,
right? So,
because you don't have to pay them,
right? so, in 2015, DNA linked him to the murders of 4 women after getting away with it for almost 20 years, and he was sentenced to life in prison in Texas, and he was sentenced to death in Oklahoma.
Okay, so who wins out on that?
I'd say Oklahoma.
I would hope so. Thank you. Good night.
But put a knife in that.
Oh, damn it! I thought we were done. All right, I'm putting a knife in
it. He spent his youth in sources. I found a documentary that I used for most of it, and I don't have the name of it. But for his backstory, I used good old Wiki. So, but he spent his youth in the cities of Yukon and Anadarko, Oklahoma.
There's a Yukon, Oklahoma?
Yep.
Yukon was Alaska.
Well, how many Springfields are there?
All right, good point.
So due to his parents' financial issues, he was forced to quit school after the 9th grade and take a job as a farm laborer. And in 1979, he married a woman named Judy Flaming after he knocked her up.
All right.
So after their marriage, Reece enlisted in the Oklahoma National Guard, but he left after a while. And it doesn't say whether he went AWOL or did anything like that, or if he just got out or was discharged for whatever reason. But his wife divorced him a year into the marriage, and but Reece had actually convinced her to remarry him. Baby, come back. You know?
Right? Oh, Jesus. I just had a Transformers flashback.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And that's not necessarily a good thing.
No. But
anyway.
The couple then had a second child shortly later.
All right. Shortly later. There it is. You finally said it. You haven't done it for like 10 episodes.
Flaming.
Well, it feels like 10. It's probably only been like 3 or 4, but you know what I mean.
Or 1.
That was more than that.
Flaming said that Reece had began drinking heavily and being physically abusive. In 1982, Flaming had went to the police after a beating, and she said that Reece had threatened to kill her with a knife and a shotgun, and she divorced him for good this time.
Yes. Why do I doubt that?
No. It was not. She wasn't Danny Rawlings' wife, or no, she wasn't Danny Rawlings' mother's, or she wasn't Danny Rawlings' mother. That's what I'm.
Okay.
But
anyway.
But Reece later remarried, but his second wife divorced him a few months into the marriage.
Yeah, well, there you go. This guy's just having terrible luck.
Yeah, and he's a douche.
Well, maybe it's not terrible luck then. Maybe he's just you know what I mean.
Well, lucky for those two. They got the hell away from him.
Well, yeah.
So in April of 1986, Reece kidnapped the 19-year-old daughter of a sheriff's deputy. That's not smart.
No, not at all.
That's not smart at all.
No, that's terrible.
The woman was driving to a local gym when her car stalled and put a knife in that. This may have been what gave him his idea for his MO.
All right. You're going to make me run out of knives on this episode, aren't you?
No, actually, I didn't have put a knife in it in any of the notes at all. They're just coming to me right now. I'm like, yeah, there could have been put a knife in it.
Subconsciously making me fucking run out of knives. I see. All right.
No, I'm consciously doing it.
Carry on.
I'm consciously doing it. So, but Reece, who worked as a truck driver at the time, he lured her into his truck with the promise of taking her to the nearest payphone. Instead, he tied the woman up in the sleeper and raped her. And Reece then drove the victim to a nearby hotel where he rented a room for the night, and he allowed her to use the bathroom, which gave her an opportunity to escape and call the police. And honestly, an Oklahoma cop.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he wasn't given life in prison with no chance of parole for that.
Should have.
Just because of the fact that it was an Oklahoma cop's daughter.
Yeah.
But Reece was arrested and charged, but he was released from custody after paying bail. And
the cops did nothing.
Well, no, they looked for his ass, and he skipped out on his bail as well.
Yeah, but dude, you kidnap a cop's daughter, dude. You aren't going to survive long.
You would think.
Yeah, I would. I do think, but apparently this is going to go different.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be done.
Yep. Yeah, the cop found him, and he pulled a machine gun out and started shooting and everything. So they opened fire and emptied, and all of the cops emptied every bullet they had into him because of self-defense. No. But while at large,
knew it couldn't be that simple.
Yeah. Well, then we wouldn't have an episode. But while at large, a month after his release, he sexually assaulted another woman and was rearrested. And he was put on trial for both rapes, and he's found guilty, and he was sentenced to 25 years imprisonment. Now, Oklahoma is one of those states that, and we're going to get to it, but we're going to get more into detail about this later. You don't have to put a knife in it. Just kind of remember. You put a pin in it. How about that?
All right, I'll put a pin.
But I mean, they allow for two separate trials to basically go on at the same time. So it's not like when you have co-conspirators or whatever being tried at the same time. These are two separate cases being tried at the same time.
Oh, all right.
So, his attorneys appealed the conviction to a criminal court, which granted a review of the case, and the results indicated that there were procedural errors in Reece's criminal case, causing the sentence to be reduced and leading to his parole in October of 1996.
Of course, because
Cop's daughter.
I mean, dude, anybody's daughter is still bad. It's not...
Yeah, but a cop's daughter. I mean, it's just they tend to it's not right,
Yeah,
but I mean, but it's just
you're
the
right.
truth.
Yeah, it is. And anyway, dude, all right, this guy's out. Let's not let him live anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we're cops. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, they could knock him out and put a bunch of rattlesnakes in his car.
Okay, Dr. Evil.
Rattlesnakes with laser beams attached to their heads.
Freaking heads.
After his release, Reece moved into Mama's house in Anadarko, Oklahoma. And
of course he did, because
good Mama.
Mama.
Actually, Mama ain't a bad person in this. I mean,
well, you know what I mean.
She's not.
Anyway.
This isn't Luca Magnotta's mom. This isn't the Tori Adam chick's mom.
All right.
But after his release, I already said that. In early 1997, he regained his driver's license and moved to Houston, Texas.
All right.
And Dick Darwin says, "You're in my jurisdiction now." On April 3rd of 1997, Laura, the 12-year-old daughter of Gay and Bob Smithers, disappeared. She was out jogging, and she had just been accepted into the Houston Ballet Academy. And by the evening, she hadn't returned, and the parents began organizing search parties, and the media blasted the story. And the next day, hundreds of people were out searching for her. And the disappearance was labeled as an abduction, and that brought the FBI in.
Oh.
On April 20th, there was a press conference, and the chief of police was updating everybody. And during his update, the guy's pager went off, and everybody knew that this was the news that they had been waiting for. It was either going to be really good or it was going to be really bad.
Oh, okay.
It was really bad.
Well, I would, yeah.
Laura's dead body was found in a retention pond in the middle of some woods by a man who was hiking with his dog. And she was naked with evidence of being beaten, strangled, and sexually assaulted. There was a registered sex offender in the area, and he was brought in for questioning, and his name was William Lewis Reece.
Right.
He was a 38-year-old construction worker. He had served time in Oklahoma for a rape, and he had literally been released less than a year earlier.
Oh, boy. There we go.
And he was working a job site which was in the same neighborhood that the Smithers family lived in, and eyewitnesses from the job site said that he had left the site around 9 a.m. and came back about 30 minutes later. And this was exactly the time frame that Laura had gone out jogging, and that made him the prime suspect, but there was no physical evidence tying him to the murder.
Oh. Every time you say Smithers, I just think of The Simpsons, bro. I can't help it. I don't know why, but I just do. Well, I know why, but
Kellyanne Cox was a 20-year-old student at UNT, as well as a mother, and she had a 19-year-old baby.
19-year-old baby.
She's 20, got a 19-year-old baby.
Wow, she started young. Holy crap!
Yeah. She had a 19-month-old baby.
Okay, that's better.
Little girl named Alexis. And July 15th, 1997, Kellyanne had taken a field trip to the Denton jail with her criminology class. And then she had just simply disappeared.
No.
They weren't allowed to bring any personal items into the jail, and not even car keys. So a lot of the students, they got hide-a-key things and just kind of popped them up underneath their car.
Uh-huh.
But when she came out after the tour, the key in her hide-a-key wouldn't start the car.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it was the right make, it was the right make for the car, but it wasn't the right key. So that means that this fucking chucklehead had seen her go in, seen her put the hide key. It means he'd been stalking her for a while.
Yeah.
So he goes in and either while she's in there doing the tour of the jail, takes that, well, just puts another, like, let's say it was a Ford, just puts another Ford key in it and takes hers.
All right. Now, what year was this again?
This was in 97.
Okay. Yeah, cars were only one key by then. There wasn't like two keys for cars like there used to be. We had one key to unlock the door and one key to start the car. And I was like, well, maybe she just put the wrong key in.
No.
Yep. No, 97, that's definitely one key. Shit, 97 might have been the first thing where you had the push button, the fobs. I'm sure there was fobs in 97.
Probably. But,
all right, so this fucker is just devious. All right.
Yeah. So, it wouldn't even turn the ignition switch. It clearly was not the right key.
Yes.
But she called her boyfriend and told him, and he came to help her. But by the time that he got there, she was gone. There's nowhere to be found. He'd stolen her in the middle of the fucking day.
Damn it, man. All right.
And it's not the first time that he does this, too. Another of his victims was taken, like, in the middle of the day. I mean, this guy's brazen.
Yeah.
Kelly's parents had they raised her daughter Alexis. But at the time she was, like I said, 19 months old, and they waited until she was 20 to tell her exactly what happened to her mother.
Oh, wow.
Leading up to that, they simply told her that Kellyanne was lost and nobody knew where she was, and they had a bunch of people out looking for her. And Kelly's mother said that at that point, when she told little Alexis this, Alexis began looking under beds and closets and behind curtains for her mother. That was a gut punch to me.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, when you tell a small child that's what they're going to do because that's what they know. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I get that. I mean, dude, that's terrible, but I mean,
Yep. But Kelly's parents raised Alexis very, very well, and at the time of the interview, she herself was now a student at UNT, and there's a bronze statue at UNT of Kelly and Alexis together.
Really? Oh, well, that's cool.
Early on, William Reece was considered a suspect. A gas receipt found in his car proved that he was in Denton on the day that Kelly had disappeared. And but there were none of Kelly's fingerprints anywhere in Reece's vehicle. And since she wasn't allowed to take any personal items into the jail, none of her personal none.
I'm not even counting anymore.
My name is Bill, and I'm a podcaster.
Yep.
But it says she wasn't allowed to take any personal items into the jail. None of her personal items were found in Reece's vehicle either. It wasn't clear, but I'm thinking that when they questioned him, they may have either asked him if they could search the vehicle, and since there was nothing there, he said, sure, go ahead, or maybe they got a warrant. It didn't say.
Oh, all right.
But now moving on back to his hometown, Anadarko, Oklahoma. Anadarko.
Wasn't that the sequel to Donnie Darko?
That's not where I was going with that. I was going to be like, is that Anakin's new name after he turned to the dark side?
I see. I wouldn't have gone there, dude. I was just.
So,
that's good.
Tiffany Johnston was a 19-year-old newlywed, and she was about to start college to study plants. And she was that horticulture?
Yes, horticulture.
That's what I thought. She and her, I could have Googled it, but I mean, I had to get this shit finished quick because I wanted to record the episode tonight. But I thought it was horticulture.
Yes, that's what it is.
And no jokes about horticulture. No wordplay there. We're not going to do it.
Really? Because I was thinking it.
I was too.
Yeah, we're not going to make the obvious joke.
No. But still, she and her husband Ryan had moved to that town specifically because it had a very low crime rate.
All right.
God. So she got off work and then she went to an electronics store and then to a car wash, and the car wash was the last place that she was ever seen. That night her husband went out to look for her, and at midnight the police called Tiffany's mom saying that her car had been abandoned at the car wash. Her pager, her purse, her ID, they were all in the car, and the door was open, and the car mats were still hanging on the hooks, where you hang them to rinse them.
Yeah.
She had been snatched right there as she washed her car, and it was during the daytime when she disappeared.
Damn.
And this is, I mean, this is this guy, man. She was seen at the car wash.
Yeah.
Like multiple people saw her at the car wash, but nobody saw anything happen.
Yeah, I don't get that. Anyway, like, how do you not? I mean, yeah, okay, I get. Well, all right.
Small town Oklahoma, a car wash in a maybe 1 or 2 stoplight town and everything. That's gonna be a busy place, I mean, it's the only car wash in town. In Oklahoma, there's a lot of sand, dust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody should have seen something. It just sounds like everybody didn't want to say nothing, didn't want to get involved.
I doubt that. I think that this guy was just so fucking fast and slick. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know.
I mean, I suppose, yeah. I don't know. I wasn't there.
But I'm not sure where that is in reference and proximity to, say, Hooker, Oklahoma.
Yeah. You've been to Hooker, haven't you?
Not taking the bait. I have been to Hooker, Oklahoma. Not a hooker in Oklahoma, but Hooker, Oklahoma.
Oh, all right. I tried. But you haven't been to this town that we're talking about, obviously.
I don't know if I have or not, to be honest with you. Couple of the towns in Texas where they filmed in the documentary, I have been to, because I recognize things from it, and it's there's this highway that goes from Kansas, from Emporia, Kansas, all the way down to Tucumcari, New Mexico. And it goes through a good chunk of Texas and everything. It's like one of these. It's 4-lane highway most of the way and everything, except for like in the really like desolate areas, and even then there's like a passing lane. But and the speed limit is like 85 miles an hour.
No shit. Otherwise, you never get through Texas. It would take you a week.
Yeah, but it's a yeah. I've been up and down that highway several times, and I really enjoyed being, I like roads like that. It's
well,
cool.
I'm glad you enjoyed your time in Texas, because we're never going to be allowed there ever again. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh man.
Anyway,
but the next day, police called Tiffany's mom asking about tattoos or birthmarks, because they had found a body. She had her belly button Her she had her belly
Jesus.
button pierced, and she didn't have any birthmarks. And the officer said that the girl they had found was not Tiffany. But at the time, they were looking for 3 other girls as well.
Okay.
Ironically enough, all 3 of these girls were the ones in this case.
Yeah, well,
actually,
ironic.
no. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not, because she was the second victim, I think.
Okay.
But I don't know. But later that evening, officers showed up and at their door and said that it actually was Tiffany.
Oh boy.
She had been dumped in a ditch off of I-40 near Yukon, and she had been beaten, raped, and strangled. August 17th, 1997, in Lamarck, Texas, 17-year-old Jessica Kane had not come home from a party that she had been at the night before. Witnesses said that she had left the party at 1:30 a.m., but they had never made it home. They were celebrating at a Bennigan's, because she and her friends had just killed it in the performance of the Broadway play Oklahoma.
Oh, all right.
In Texas. I don't know. I just that struck a funny with me. They're doing Oklahoma.
They're doing Oklahoma in Texas. Right on.
But Jessica had left Bennigan's with a friend and went to her friend's place, and then she was later dropped off by that friend back at her pickup truck. And friends were still there at Bennigan's, I guess, hanging out in the parking lot or whatever.
Okay.
And they saw her get into the pickup and drive away. And this was the last time anybody saw her. Her own father found her truck abandoned, with her ID still inside the truck, and it was just left on the shoulder of I-45.
Damn.
But forensic scientists took DNA samples from Jessica's bedroom, and like this was Laura Smithers all over again, and once again there were no leads. Just after Jessica had went missing, a 19-year-old woman named Sandra Sapag was attacked outside of a Waffle House in Webster, Texas.
Holy shit, not the Waffle House.
And she managed to get away from the attacker.
Dude, that's like every night at Waffle House, man.
Yeah. Susan Dietrich Nance was a forensic hypnotist. And she was called by the police to hypnotize Sandra. And because she was traumatized. She had literally jumped from a moving vehicle on I-45 and had taken some pretty serious injuries. Under hypnosis, Sapag was able to uncover the details of her attacker that she hadn't remembered before. She had pulled up to a gas station and bought a few things, then went to the Waffle House across the street. The attacker pulled up next to her, asking her if she needed help, and she asked why, and he told her that she had a flat tire. Take the knife out of it now.
All right.
Of that and the tire.
Yeah, I got my knife back.
But she was then forced into his truck at knife point, and they started driving down I-45, and he told her to take her clothes off. And she bent down to untie her shoes and realized that the door wasn't locked. The passenger side door wasn't locked. So she got the door open, and he grabbed her. And, she was already kind of out, but she wound up being dragged for a couple of miles down the fucking interstate.
Oh, shit.
She was finally able to get away, and she knew that if she jumped from the truck, she might die, but if she stayed in that truck, she would die.
Yeah.
Can't imagine being in that situation.
No, not at all. Wow. All right.
That's a badass bitch right there. That is a badass bitch right there.
Hell yeah.
So Dietrich Nance talked to some of the other police officers about other cases, and she found out that they suspected William Reece in Laura's murder. Dietrich Nance had put it together that Sapag, under hypnosis, had actually described William Reece to a T.
Oh. All right.
So she also hypnotized the store clerk from the gas station across the street, and she described him as well. So they put Reece in a photo lineup, and both Sapag and the clerk, that's him.
Well, there you go.
She asked Sapag if there had been anything that they remembered, or that she remembered about the inside of the truck, and she remembered a paper with some numbers on it, and she gave Dietrich Nance 4 numbers. And when police went to question Reece about this, there were Post-it notes with phone numbers overlapping each other, and that's why she could only remember 4 numbers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, say what you want about hypnosis, but it seems to have worked in this case.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into that. That's a topic for another episode.
Yeah, but, well, I mean, but it's forensic hypnosis or whatever. I mean, I don't know.
I understand, but like the magician that brings a member up out of the crowd and does that's all bullshit.
But I mean, for psychology and for forensics and stuff, it is first, to get you so relaxed to the point to where that you are able to just basically turn off whatever might be going on in your head and think deeper. It's possible, obviously, because it worked in this case.
Yeah, but it can be very leading too, depending on who the hypnotist is.
True, but I don't think that this woman was that. I mean, from the documentary, I got a good feeling that this woman was the real deal.
All right, that's fine. I'm just saying, I'm
a skeptic about it too. Don't get me wrong.
I just don't think it's everything it's cracked up to be. That's all. Anyway, not the point. Moving on.
For every one case where it actually worked, there's probably 20 where it was just a fucking quack going, I see that you were abused as a child.
Well, that's not how it works. I mean,
whatever.
But like once you're quote hypnotized, whoever's doing it can lead you to remember things that you don't really remember because,
or you're blocking out.
Yeah. Or, well, you know what I mean. They can like, how to say it. And dude, I don't know this for a fact, but I've seen things. I've seen, people debunking this, and that the hypnotist can, like, the questions and the way they ask the questions can lead you to the answer they want. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I'm not talking about the same guy. Like, what's his name, John Stewart or whatever. The guy that does psychic.
Yeah.
Dude, if you watch, I mean, like you watch his show back in the day, dude, yeah, he got everything right, but the 10 hours that audience was there when he was getting everything wrong, they don't show.
Right.
Anyway, that's not the point. I'm not the amazing Randy. I'm not going to pretend to debunk anything that I don't know enough about. So moving on.
Yeah. So Reece was arrested and charged with aggravated kidnapping for Sandra Sapag's case. He was now also the prime suspect in a kidnapping and rape of a 22-year-old woman in Houston. She said that Reece had saw her at a gas station. He followed her. She realizes that she's got a flat, pulls over. Reece pulls up behind her and asks if she needs any help. Sound familiar?
Yes, it does.
He then forces her into the woods and rapes and assaults her and then leaves her for dead. He thought she was dead. She survived, and later identified William Reece, but he was never charged.
Okay.
It is Texas, though.
It is Texas. Yeah, let's not. We're already in trouble for that. Maybe we're in trouble for that. Who knows?
Yeah, but
I'm still not going to Texas.
there wasn't really. I mean, there was no real. There wasn't any bad police work in this case. I mean, it was all good and everything, and they. So it's just like I'm kind of doing this as kind of like a makeup episode for the one where we just drag Dallas.
The one where we drag Dallas through the dirt. Yeah, no shit. It still doesn't mean we're safe in Texas at all, but it's worth a shot. Maybe they'll forgive us and I will get to go to Vinny's.
Well, let me put it to you this way. I asked Dick Darwin if he wanted to comment on this case. He said nope. He's like, I wasn't impressed with their police work. So there you go. There you have it.
There you have it.
Dick Darwin wasn't impressed.
Now we're not allowed in Texas again.
No, Dick Darwin. Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Oh shit. In Sapug's case, Reece swore that they had it all wrong. He never did anything to those two women. But Sandra took the stand, giving a graphic recalling of the events that took place that night. Dietrich Nance also testified, and Reece was sentenced to 60 years. But even after that sentencing, he swore he didn't do that. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
It wasn't me.
But
oh god! All right.
I gotta do a cover of that for this case, or not for this case, but for the show about something. Yeah. Like next time we get like a serial denier, like even worse than this guy. I mean, yeah.
The police came in and they caught you red-handed. It wasn't
me. Yeah, definitely. Although I'm not going to release that one on DistroKid.
Yeah, well, you might have to, dude, so we don't get in trouble for playing it on the show.
I'm not going to keep doing covers where I have to pay royalties. My next album that's coming out, my third solo album, already has 2 covers on it, and I'm only 4 songs in on that album.
Well, that doesn't mean you have to put it on the album, but you know what I mean?
But I'd still have to pay if I released it as a standalone single or whatever. I'd still have to pay royalties on it. I'm not gonna keep doing that.
Dude, why didn't you sign up for the $70 a year thing at DistroKid where they cover all that?
I might have to, because once the album is done, I'm going to pull all the singles down and re-release it as an album. Because of the fact that
you got DistroKid's got like 2 things. Like you pay like $35 a year to upload as much original music as you want. If you pay $70 a year, I think it's $70. It might have gone up by now. I don't know. But if you pay that, dude, you can do covers, dude, and because you pay that, they don't charge you for doing covers because you're paying that extra money. They take care of all of it, or at least that's the way I understood it. I don't know if that's the way it really is or not. I don't know.
I'm going to look into that, because if I it's like I don't when I as I'm writing an album, I'll release each song that I do as a single. Then when the album's done, I pull down the singles and release the album. And which means that for West End Girls and Mystery Rider, I am possibly going to get charged twice for those 2 songs, because it would be like a second release.
You should just do it as singles, dude. Just leave it out there. Don't worry about doing an album.
I like albums. They're cool.
Dude, you were so old school, it's not even funny.
Dude, the freaking album cover for Intruder is fucking awesome.
Dude, just do fucking thumbnails for each song, dude.
Well, that's what I have been doing. But
and we're digressing big time here. Let's get back to the story, please.
Okay. But the cases of Jessica Kane, Tiffany Johnson, Kellyanne Cox, and Laura Smithers were starting to go cold. But Tiffany's mother started holding the police's feet to the fire and being, what? You got this. Come on.
Oh, I can't think of it right now.
Difficult.
That's what it was. Yeah, my brain's not going that fast, Ed. You know me.
But at first it was like that, but then the FBI got involved, and the FBI was not difficult, or they didn't think she was being difficult.
They didn't think so. Okay, well, that's cool.
And it really wasn't like that. I just kind of threw it in there because it fit.
Yeah.
But FBI agent was assigned to the case, and he started from scratch. Got all the evidence, all the files, and went through everything. They even went so far back as to talk, like to interview Tiffany's husband.
Oh,
when I say they went back to the beginning, they went back to the very beginning. Because and initially in these cases, it's always the spouse who you look at first.
Yeah. That's understandable. Good for them.
Yeah.
That they went to put all that effort in.
Yeah. So the FBI then listed Reece as a person of interest. And you'll never guess why. Because at this point he wasn't. But this is crazy. Reece actually said during court proceedings in Sandra Sapag's case that Oklahoma was trying to pin Tiffany's murder on him. Okay. That's an odd thing to say.
It is,
especially if it wasn't true.
Yeah,
because they weren't at the time.
At the time, yeah,
yeah. But he kind of just like it's just like, I went over to my friend's house that had not burned down,
right?
With money that was not counterfeit, and bought a lawnmower that was not stolen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's just totally like admitting guilt before you were even before anyone even thought you were guilty.
But wait, there's more. Tiffany's mother actually knew William Reece.
Uh-oh.
His mother, William Reece's mother, had done ironing for her.
Okay.
Because and Reece was introduced to her after he was released from prison, but she didn't think anything of it at the time. It's like, oh, your son's released from prison. Hey, nice to meet you. How's it going? Didn't think anything of it. Didn't even think
they let you out, so you must be okay.
Exactly.
Wow.
But I mean, I'm not. Tiffany's mom. Tiffany's mom is, she's awesome. In 2015, the DNA was retested with the new technology, and the DNA collected off of Tiffany came back as William Reece.
Alrighty then.
They then tested DNA from Laura Smithers. They also started looking at his phone records, and as well as evidence from his truck. And they were able to put together Laura Smithers' timeline due to the records, not to mention, people saying that he left the job site and came back like around 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
But the same thing, DNA and the records and all that stuff. The same thing also,
Come on, man.
It linked both. It linked him to the disappearance of both Laura and Tiffany. Right. And it linked him to Tiffany, like to the point to he had gas receipts in his car from a gas station that was like right around the corner from that car wash, and the timestamp was around the same time that Tiffany had gone missing.
Yeah, so he was there.
Yep. So he was then charged with the rape, assault, kidnapping, and murder of Tiffany. And at that point, when he was charged, he actually called Tiffany's mother, saying, "It's like, oh, I didn't kill her. I didn't kill her.
It wasn't me."
Yeah. Now, her mother, Tiffany's mother, believes that Reese's mother knew that he actually had killed Tiffany, or at least believed it.
Oh.
Because every year on the anniversary of Tiffany's death, trinkets would be left on Tiffany's grave, and when Reese's mom died, the trinkets being left stopped. So that's why I'm saying it's just like, okay, she's not Luca Magnotta's mom.
No. But yeah,
I think she's more ashamed than anything else.
Yeah, I believe that too. Yeah.
Yeah. But as he was being charged with Tiffany's murder, he started confessing to other killings, trying to make a deal, because he knew Oklahoma was going to nail his ass to the fucking wall because of the fact that Laura was 12 years old.
Yeah, that he's definitely should be nailed to the wall.
The DA showed him pictures of all 4 girls, and he said that he had killed all 4 of them. He said, no, this is where it gets funny.
All right.
With Kellyanne, he said that he had bumped into Kelly, and he shoved her, and then she threw a Coke on him, and then he grabbed her and killed her as a result. Now,
okay.
look for a pattern here, okay? Look for a pattern, because there is one. I want to see if you get it before I reveal it. He drew a map to where he had buried the body, because the body still hadn't been found, and she was actually found with his assistants. Actually, nope. She wasn't found.
Okay.
With Jessica, he said that he was, and there's video footage of all of these confessions. And with Jessica Kane, he said that he was at Bennigan's, and he was about to leave, and then he saw her hit his truck with her car door, and they started arguing, and he followed her, and then she pulled off the road, and he stopped too, and she started screaming at him and like throwing things at him, and that's when he snapped, and he grabbed her, and he took off with her and killed her. He had stolen a bulldozer, and he used it to bury her in a field, a horse pasture.
How do you steal a bulldozer?
I don't know. I mean, he's so full of shit.
But yeah, I got the pattern.
Blaming the victim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody does something to him, or he imagines that they did something to him, and that's his reason for going crazy and killing him. That's bullshit.
Well, right now we're at about 3. It's about to get turned up to 11.
All right, because this one goes to 11.
He then led police to her body, and one investigator asked Reece if he had any remorse, and he said, "You're not going to understand this, but people like us, we don't have any remorse." Talking about serial killers.
Yeah.
Shortly later, Kelly Cox's body was found.
All right.
It wasn't found, with his assistant, but
yeah, they just
it was found later. Yeah.
Right on.
And the bones. I mean, there was a necklace around her neck, and her mother used that was the preliminary ID. It's like, okay, that was her necklace, and then later her dental records confirmed it. But during the trial, Reece thought that the attorneys and the investigators were friendly with him. The hot water in the jail was broken. He hated cold showers, so he fixed the plumbing.
Oh, okay.
He fixed and he was doing like other maintenance and stuff like that around the jail. He was friendly, and he really thought that he was getting over on people because he really wanted that deal.
Right.
But Texas agreed to the deal, which is very un-Texas-like.
Yeah.
But Oklahoma wasn't budging. And like I said before, Laura Smithers was murdered in Oklahoma, and she was 12.
Yes. And where is he in jail right now? I forgot.
Right now he's in Texas. But
well, I'm sure that the prisoners in there with him would find out that he raped and killed a 12-year-old.
Never happened to him. Never happened to him.
Really?
He was just a good guy.
Because we all know what happens to fucking pedos in jail.
Yep. But he was sentenced to life. He was sentenced to life in Texas, and then they turned him over to Oklahoma. And you can feel it. It's coming.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking coming. Oklahoma. It's a complete role reversal between the two states, though. Really?
Yeah, it is. But yeah.
But you could make the argument that maybe Texas was just like, okay, well, he killed a kid in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So let's just let them have it.
Yeah, they probably did.
Yeah, because that's not that. Like I said, that's very un-Texas like.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Like, let Oklahoma handle that part of it.
Just give it to them.
Yeah, let them have it.
Let them put this piece of shit down.
Exactly.
But get this: when Oklahoma showed up to get him on the prisoner exchange after he had been found guilty in Texas, when Oklahoma showed up to get him, they picked him up at the spot where he had abducted Kelly Cox. That's where the exchange happened. That's where the exchange happened, at the place where he picked up Kelly Cox.
Was this purposely or coincidentally?
Of course it was purposely.
All right. Well,
how awesome is that?
Yeah. Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So Tiffany Johnston's trial was taking forever, and it had taken like 6 years. It had 6 judges, 5 defense attorneys.
Jesus.
And by this time, Reece looked like a member of ZZ Top, but with an even longer beard.
All right.
And even longer hair.
All right.
He looked like Cousin It.
Okay. Yeah. I resemble that remark. Well, I used to resemble that remark.
No, not like this. Not like this.
Well, I know.
I'll be post. I didn't post any pictures from Prison Tender, but I will be posting pictures for Danny Rolling. I will be posting pictures on that one, and I'll be posting pictures. I'm going to start doing that, but I didn't post it on mainly the reason why I couldn't find any credible pictures that were verifiably TikTok.
Oh God! Didn't see that one coming. Oh, all right, you got me. Yeah, you got me.
But that's why I didn't post any pictures from the Prison Tender episode.
Right on.
But I am going to start doing that with all of our episodes, unless it's just like I can't find anything credible.
You're going to post them on X
and Facebook.
Right on.
Are we calling it X, or are we still calling it Twitter?
I don't know. It says X on my thing now.
Oh, it does. It does too. I saw a post from somebody just like I had Twitter, the Twitter app on my phone, and I thought that I had accidentally like somehow a naughty site app I had gotten on my home screen.
Well, if you search the right things on Twitter, it can be naughty.
This is true.
Just saying. Elon ain't stopping that shit.
I've seen some shit on Twitter that you'll never see on Pornhub.
Yes.
I'm just going to leave it right. I'm just going to leave it like that.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with you.
But
anyway,
I think Elon will take that type of stuff down if he's it. You know,
I really don't think he cares, to be honest.
But one attorney quit a week before the trial even started. It was set to start again, then COVID happened. All of this time, Reece was on his best behavior, yeah, and he actually he wanted to be in Gen Pop, and he never got attacked, and he was still doing odd jobs around the jail and everything, and so finally in 2021, Tiffany Johnson's murder case went to trial. They announced that they were going to be going for the death penalty. Of course,
absolutely, good for them.
Laura Smithers' parents even attended the trial.
That had to be tough, but good for them.
Yep. Jurors heard the tapes where he confessed. And although he confessed to the murder, he didn't admit to raping any of the girls other than Tiffany. Because, they had pinned DNA on him, but they also had DNA on Laura as well. But but he had sexually assaulted all four of them. And he said in the tape that when he had put Smithers in the water, her clothes were still on, but she was found naked. Yeah. And you could hear the interrogator saying, "Well, the clothes didn't just take themselves off."
No, they did not.
He said that somebody else must have done that.
Oh yeah, of course somebody else did that. Oh Jesus, wasn't me.
He then, dude, if we do that cover, you're doing the Shaggy part.
Of course.
And I'll do the other guy's part.
Are we going to rewrite the lyrics to make it like fit the case, or are we just?
Yes. No, we're
do it.
Yeah. We're gonna. Actually, we could do it. We could do it like. So whenever we have a case like this where we have somebody that's just like full of shit and just, we could just play it. Yeah. And just like one verse, one chorus. That's it.
Yeah. All right. I'm down.
Unlike my 5.5 minute long version of Mystery Rider.
Well, dude, the version of his that you sent me was almost that long.
Yeah, it was like 4 minutes long. I just added guitar solos.
Yeah, well, because you can play guitar and he couldn't. But anyway, that's not the point. Moving on.
He said that he was down by that retention pond and everything, and he saw a little girl there. She was just screaming her head off, and he tried to calm her down. And he grabbed her and she twisted away from him, and he accidentally broke her neck. That's not exactly what he said, but what he said was just like, she tried to twist. I had a hold of her and everything. I was trying to calm her down, and she freaked out and she twisted away and everything. And I kind of had my hands like on her shoulders, like right above underneath her neck and everything. When she twisted away, I felt her neck pop and she went limp. That's what he said.
Of course. All right. To be honest with you, I broke my ankle in such a way a long time ago. So, it's possible. But
you're not gonna accidentally break somebody's neck.
Well, dude, the guy that picked me up accidentally broke my ankle. I'm saying it can happen, but I doubt it happened in this case. I'm not saying that I'm not trying to defend him in any way, but it is possible.
But
it's extremely, but you could win the lottery too. So
yeah, at the same, I'm still waiting on that trifecta.
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, chiropractors, when they adjust your neck and everything, they probably put a decent amount of force on there to do it. And
I know watching those videos is fucking scary shit, dude.
I know. And I've had chiropractic adjustments in my neck before when I was like in my early 20s. but I had been in a car accident and I had gotten whiplash from it, and I'd been through that and everything, and it's just like, it feels so good when they do it though. But
I know, dude. I watch those chiropractor videos on YouTube, man, and that shit looks like, dude, you just broke that dude's neck. And he's like, oh, then he moves and like, okay, maybe you didn't. Sure as hell look like you did though.
So take that, the force that a chiropractor puts on somebody's neck, multiply it by about 10. That's how you got to break somebody's neck.
Oh yeah.
So that's not just I'm trying to hold her and I'm trying to hold her and calm her down.
Not that. Definitely not that.
Right. He picked her up and then later took her clothes off and then put her into the pond. Didn't know why he had done that, but this was in the same breath of him saying that he hadn't taken her clothes off.
He hadn't taken her clothes off. But the Lord, like, well, they didn't take themselves off. Hey, she didn't tie herself up in a blanket, wrap a belt around her neck, and throw herself in the trunk.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's what these fucking dumb fucks want us to believe. It wasn't me.
Yep.
Anyway.
Now for Tiffany, the story was at first, Tiffany wanted him to have sex with her.
Oh, of course she did.
She wanted it. Then at the car wash, he accidentally sprayed her with the hose, and she got mad and started screaming at him and everything and hitting him and stuff like that. Next thing you know, they were in their truck and she was on top of him. And we had sex together. Episode 26.
Yeah, episode 26.
That episode always comes up. But
anyway.
But then he changed the story to they had sex and she started hitting him with horseshoes because he had a box of horseshoes in the back of his truck.
Because yeah.
But
did he really have a box of horseshoes?
Probably.
All right. That's bizarre, but okay.
Horseshoes is something that's a pretty random lie to come up with. So I'm guessing he probably did have the horseshoes. But
do we know why?
No.
Was it to cover that lie? He's like, I may need this one day. I'm gonna have a box of horseshoes in the back.
Was it the horse?
It was the horse.
Of course.
Of course.
But anyway. So then it was self-defense.
Yeah, sure.
So all of these stories, he's blaming the women for killing them. So he's just a regular Don Juan de Puco.
Yep.
I mean, Tiffany had literally just gotten married. The ink was still wet on the marriage certificate, and she's going to have sex with this puke?
Yeah, right. Don't think so.
No.
No, I do not see that happening.
No. But
Jesus.
So now, pull the knife out.
Get my knives back.
Oklahoma will allow testimony. Oklahoma will allow testimony from previous cases in a current case if it's relevant. If it's relevant, it shows a pattern. And a lot of the testimony that was in Oklahoma was transcripts and recording from the Texas cases, as well as some people who testified in the Texas cases.
Okay.
I think that's pretty cool of Oklahoma to do that, because I mean, how many times it's like, okay, well, we have to focus on this case and this case alone. Meanwhile, it's somebody like Ted Bundy being tried for one murder, the last one that he committed, and he's, but the jury's not
awesome.
Not allowed to know about the other 30 something murders. So I definitely think that's a good on Oklahoma for that.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
But there were other rape victims there testifying as well. But these women hadn't reported it for whatever reason. But the most common reason is why they were coming forward now was because they were doing it for Laura Smithers, the 12-year-old.
Yeah. All right. That's good for them.
Mm-hmm. So when when pictures of the victims were put up in court, Reece was fixated on them. It was like he was reliving it in his mind
no.
right there in court.
Did he get his? He didn't get his dick out and start jerking, did he?
No, who did that? Was that Richard Ramirez?
I don't remember.
I don't think we've covered that case.
Well, we did we were supposed to do Richard Ramirez in the in the prison tender thing, but I dipped out. Anyway,
when Tiffany's mother was reading her victim impact statement, he flashed her a demonic look. It only took the jury an hour to come back with a guilty verdict, and in August of 2021, he was sentenced to death. And Kelly Cox's daughter, Alexis, was in the courtroom.
Oh, all right. That's okay.
Reece was no longer going to be charged for Laura's murder, and her parents were okay with that. He's done. Ain't getting away with it. They know he did it. He knows he did it. He knows they know they did it. Everybody knows that he did it.
Yes. Right.
So
everybody knows.
So it's kind of like that thing that we brought up in the Pee Wee Gaskins episode.
Yeah.
About how, and on death row, he won't get to do all those chores and be chummy with anybody. He'll be in solitary for 23 hours a day, which is what he deserves, and he'll wake up every day wondering, is today the day? And he's still alive in prison.
Of course.
I mean, he was just charged. He was just sentenced in 2021. So, but I mean, but the murders happened in 1997.
Yeah,
that's how long he got away with it.
Yeah, well, I guess he was kind of slick about it, but
he also wasn't charged for Kellyanne's murder either. But now there is a Texas DA working along with Alexis about filing charges against him for the death of her mother.
Okay.
So
right on.
All of the family members, the victims' family members, firmly believe that there were more murders, and I do too.
Oh, absolutely. There has to be.
Yeah. I mean, you don't get that good at your craft by only doing it 4 times and 4 times only.
Yeah.
He was...
yeah, you can't be that slick without having practice.
Right. So,
anyway.
The Smithers family started a nonprofit called the Laura Recovery Center, which helps to find kidnapping victims.
Awesome.
A friend of Jessica Kane's family wrote a song about her. He was going through her journal, and he found a passage about a dream that she had about eating at a restaurant and then being alone in a dark horse pasture with nothing but horses and country crows. And that's exactly what happened to her.
Wow.
Because Reece had buried that field that Reece had buried her in was a horse pasture.
Yeah. Wow.
Now
that's holy shit.
Chilling.
Yeah. Dude, she fucking saw her own death.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't realize it was her own death at the time.
Right. Now, I looked on Spotify, I looked on YouTube, I looked everywhere to I mean, they played a little clip of it in the documentary, but I looked for it on Spotify because I was going to link it. Maybe I was going to even play it. I mean, maybe even play the song as an outro like we did with Mystery Writer, but I couldn't find it. So apparently he never released it. But it's a country song, and kind of knowing the backstory behind the lyrics and everything is really chilling and cryptic. But
now, not to be the fucking douchebag here, but Did he really write it from her journal, or did he just write it from what happened afterwards?
No, it was in her journal.
Okay.
They,
I mean, the journal is a real thing, and
yes.
okay. No, I'm just wondering because somebody, some people with
like the
less than
screenwriter,
honorable,
like the
honorable,
screenwriter, like the screenwriter from Scream, who just said, "Oh, Danny Rowling, that was my inspiration for Scream." Yeah. Yep, and even though it had absolutely zero to do with Scream.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. Like somebody like that might try to write a song like that and claim he got it from something just to cash in. But
this was a personal,
dude. I'm sorry. I'm the ultimate cynic.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, but this guy was like a longtime close family friend and everything, so he would have had access to the journal.
All right, well, that's cool. I mean, it's still creepy that she wrote that shit down, like that. Had that dream, and that's how she. That's nah. Anyway,
that is crazy. I know I've had dreams where I'm just like alone and I have nightmares all the fucking time. But I've had dreams like one that's recurring is it's pitch black. I can't see a goddamn thing, and all of a sudden I hear something. Like, and I know that I'm not alone.
Yeah, I play video games like that all the time.
Yeah, but I don't play video
games. Them horror. I love them horror video games, man. That shit fucking. I mean, I play video games like that, dude, and all that shit. Like, I know something's about to happen, and when it does, I still jump. Like, I'm playing a game, whatever. But I'm still like,
yeah,
fuck you, or I'll hear something because the way my system is set up, that I got like a sound, and I'll hear something that comes from behind me. I'll be like, "The fuck is that?"
So Reece has spent more than half of his life in prison at this point, and all of the victims, all of the victims' families, they're all friendly with each other. So, yeah, and that's it. That's what I got.
All right.
Good one.
This guy got. I mean, basically, he could have. I mean, I hate to say this like this. I mean, I'm glad they took him to Oklahoma and tried him and gave him the death penalty. But he's still going to finish his life in prison. They aren't going to kill him.
No, he'll die of old age. He's like, let's see, when did I say he was born? 59?
59, I think.
Call that 60, 70, 80, 90, 40. 2000.
So he's like 80 something now.
2020. He's 60 something now. He's
40 to 2000. Yeah, he's 60 something. My bad.
Yeah, but still, he, I mean, even if.
He's still getting life in prison. I mean, I'm glad they took him. Like I said, I'm glad they took him and he got that death penalty sentence because he fucking deserved it.
Yeah.
But we all know how that works out.
Yeah, but I still like the fact that they don't, it's just they don't know. Today might be the day. They might walk in one day and say, "All right, come on."
They know, dude. They know when it's coming. They have to.
Oh, they don't. I mean?
Yeah, they do. That it's like they talk to their lawyers all the time. They have to know.
We had that discussion on that one episode that we haven't released yet. We're just kind of sitting on.
Yeah, I know. So nobody knows what I said before. So
yeah, but we had, and you were like, "Dude, you just totally changed my mind about the long death row stays."
You did, but at the same time, I mean, yeah, but they're still gonna have to know, dude. They don't just like, "Oh, today's the day, son." Dude, his lawyer's gonna be like, "All right, we're out of options. They're doing it on this day," and
guy knows it's coming right.
Because they still get their last meal, dude. We did the last meal thing. Like they're gonna ask him, "All right, what do you want?" They're not just gonna drag him out of his cell, going, "Today's the day. What do you want to eat?"
No, that'd be like today
because they don't know what he's gonna want to eat, so they have to be prepared for that.
Yeah, in case it's like somebody like Mad Dog. Actually, they've stopped doing that. They've stopped allowing the extravagant last meals. Yeah, you pretty much get what's available in the cafeteria, and that's it.
All right. That doesn't seem right, though. I mean, like, fuck, whatever. Well, actually, you know what? It does seem right because why should you get all the shit you want, dude? You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, Mad Dog probably had a lot to do with why they changed it.
Yeah, probably.
He ordered an entire truck stop menu.
Yeah,
like all of it, like everything on the buffet. And like 3 fucking stuffed crust pizzas from Pizza Hut.
Oh, Jesus.
Something like that. But
yeah, they'd ordered a lot of food just to postpone the inevitable, but that is what it is.
Well, like I said before, I know for a fact that Mad Dog did it because he thought he was going to make a huge mess. But no, like we said, it doesn't work that way. Your body hasn't digested that shit yet.
Yeah, you're just
staying
full.
In you.
You're just full.
Your
body hasn't had a chance to digest that shit yet. You're not going to fucking shit out fucking 10 pizzas and all that crap and everything else that you fucking ate.
Yeah,
dude, it's going to take you fucking 12 hours to digest all that shit.
Yeah.
Or maybe 6. I don't know. Anyway,
thanks for listening. We appreciate the hell out of it, and definitely look for us. We'll both be wearing shirts like this. So look at us. Look for us at CrimeCon. We're probably going to be at also at True Crime Kent's event that they're going to have at a bar. We'll be there too.
Yes. Anything? You said bar, dude. You had me at bar.
Yeah. So, we're going to be there. Yeah, we're not. We bought tickets.
Yes. But we had to pay for it. So we'll just be wandering around.
Yeah.
So if you see us wandering around,
I'm sure next year's CrimeCon will be invited. The way the show's growing.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it would.
Goddamn, those tickets were by the high tier shit.
And not only that, it won't be in Florida next year.
Oh shit. That's right. We're gonna have to go somewhere. Fuck me. All right. Anyway.
Our luck, it'll be in Dallas.
No shit. Dude. You know what though? I'd still go.
I would too.
Fuck the police.
Oh shit. We'll ask Grady Judd if he wants to come along with us. Be our bodyguard.
be our fucking bodyguard, yeah.
Yeah.
Grady, we need a security detail.
Yeah.
Can you spare a few cops? Why? Because we're going to Dallas. He's like, oh, I heard that show. Yeah, you might need us.
I'm gonna contact him about possibly coming on with us because I really think
that would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I cut that part out of the Danny Rolling episode because it was just too god awful long.
Yes.
But
yeah, we could do that. Dude, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And earlier when I said fuck the police, I meant fuck the Dallas police. that fucked up that case. The ones that fucked up the case, not the Dallas police now. I love police.
Right.
The police fucking
right.
Dude.
Keep digging. Keep digging.
Don't ban the police. Fucking pay them more. They deserve it. Fuck. Anyway,
yeah, but anyway, follow us on our socials. Rate and review, please. Even if you think we're monotone.
Actually, you know what? Since you said that, I've been noticing that I really am sometimes. I really do get monotone. I don't know why.
But I don't.
No, you don't, but I do. And I've been trying not to, and I catch myself. I'll be like, all right, anyway.
Well,
and I'm like,
dude, the number 2 speaker on True Crime Garage is more monotone than you, the captain. He's more monotone than you are by far, and that's one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest dogs out there.
All right. Well, see, here's the thing, though. I didn't realize I was doing it until that comment happened, and then now I catch myself doing it, and I'm like, holy fuck, I mean, shit.
Well, I stopped doing the ums. You can stop being monotone.
Hey, you notice I didn't play my mic this time either.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know where that came from, dude. For some reason, like the last 2 or 3 episodes, I was just like really fidgety and moving my mic all over the place. I don't know why. Anyway,
I mean, I bumped mine a couple of times in this episode, but
yeah, I bumped mine once, but I haven't moved it.
You're like this.
I know, dude. I'm always like, I'm doing this shit all the time. Like, dude, I need it to be over here because I got to say this, and now I need it to be over here because I got to say this, and yeah. Shit. Yeah. Now, all right, it's back kind of where it was. I don't know. Anyway, not the point. I broke that habit.
Rate and review us. We appreciate the hell out of you listening and everything. And if you like us, tell a friend. If you hate us, tell an enemy. And until next week, later.
Cheers, everybody.